June was really good in my garden. It was a dream, full of bloom and roses. But now a lot of faded already. So today I will share with you not just only how the garden looks like mid-July here in Germany, but also what I do to keep my roses healthy and help them to bloom again later in the summer. Welcome back. The first thing that I will do today, and it's most important now, is deadheading your roses. So this is something I have to do. And honestly, I've done a lot during the week. Every day when I go after the work, I take the scissors and cut a little bit because I have so many roses and it's not possible for me just at once to cut all the flower that is already gone. So that I do it in small pieces. And it's extremely important to do so, because if you do not do the deadheading, roses create hips. Here I have not cut yet, so you can see how many hips it already produced. And provide all the power into the hips. So if you cut them, you help them so that the rose can push into the new bloom and start blooming later in summer. So, and let me show you how this beautiful, this is David Austin Elizabeth rose created already or start to create hips, so I would like to remove it. Here I will not cut everything because I still love this small little bloom here and I enjoy myself on them. But you can cut them actually, if everything is gone, you can cut it pretty strongly back to the bush level so that it looks very nice and nothing happens there. I'm not that precise here. It does not need to be. The same here with this wonderful Heidi Klum. So I would like to cut this deadhead, this bloom that is already the second one, and I usually cut it somewhere back above one leaf that has at least 5 small leaves, and then slightly above that, zack, and gone. So it looks good. Some damages here, but we will come to that later. Oh, look at this. I cut this rose some time ago because it was one of the first roses that actually was over, all the blush was done. And here is already the second flush that is coming. And you can see where I cut it. There is above this 5 leaf leaf and how it's coming again. And plenty of bloom is already here. Looks pretty good and healthy. So we will enjoy that later on. So I will take here some of the growth away. I don't like it. Growing it here and here, just to bring it back. Here you can already see the second, the shoot is there, the second flush. And I will take this away as well, so it looks good here. And then looks good. Here we did it some time ago, and again you already see how many of the buds are already on the rose. Alba Meideland. Vorsichtig. Okay, and here again I have to cut the rose, and I don't like this vigor of the rose at the moment, so I will keep it a little bit smaller right now, just to make it nice again. Would you like to do it as well, Evie?
No, thank you.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. The most important thing is to do it. To cut the roses back a little bit, make them beautiful, and just help them to recreate from the flush that they provided you in June. I like this so much, and it's so calming if you like the gardening to do all of this, because somehow you see immediate results when you do the cutting back. They look very good, very neat, and everything is looks really good. So a little bit of weeding. Don't be scared of cutting. Looks good. Let's go into the English garden. Lucy is always a good distraction, but we have to continue the work. So let us do that. Otherwise, we will not be ready by the evening. Really? You know that the side shoots of the standard rose, or the rose that you have as a tree, need to be just cut away. How do they call it? Suckers. It's the right name that they use in the literature for this side and wild tribes that come out of the rose, and you have to cut them as good as possible. So let me show you again. I will cut it as deep as I can. Okay. And here this one, this will be a little bit tricky. Away. And then come later just to make it stand again. Good. All the standard roses, keep an eye on this side shoots and put them away, cut them. They don't have to do anything in your rose. The second thing I want to do today is to fertilize the roses. After the first flush, my roses took all the nutrients out of the fertilizer that I put down into the soil and around the roses early in the spring. So I already fertilized them once this year. And this will be the second time. I bought the same fertilizer as I had in the spring, but actually you can use what you have. You can buy a lot of fertilizer in the shop for the roses to improve the soil around the roses and give them the nutrition they need for the second flush. So let me start with that. I will just clean this one. Not the best either. Okay, let's bring some proper scissors for this. Give me a second. I know that was more than 2 seconds, but sorry for that. Okay, so I always take a little bit here in a pot, otherwise it will be too big. Okay, this should be okay. Good. Everything in place again, and let's start to do it with these roses. I will change my my cutting gloves to a little bit more appropriate ones, because I think that it's better to do it with some kind of gummy gloves. And then I will do it. So what I still miss, I need something that will help me to put it a little bit into the soil. So if you take the fertilizer and spread it around the rows, it's good, but you should actually somehow work it into the soil. So I will bring something for me. I forgot about it again, what I have today in my head, I do not know. So I will put it in there, and this will help me to fertilize other roses, provide them the nutrition they need. And I hope that something like this beautiful rose Portofino that already started to produce the second bloom will reward me later in autumn or later in the summer with wonderful second flush. Okay, so let me bring something useful. Yeah, just a second. Was it a second? Oh, okay, back again with all my tools I use. And honestly, I sometimes use such a knife to help me to work a little bit around the rose, or something like this. I do not know how you call it, just to put it in there. You have to look what is written on the fertilizer itself, what the producer says, how much you can spread around the rose. But I usually take a little bit of this one and just spread it around the rose. A handful here. But I already did it here, so let me do it around all these roses. Would be good if you could water it after you put the fertilizer in, so that it sucks into the ground and is provided directly to the rose. So, and the last thing that I do to keep my roses healthy, a part of the fact that I actually try to buy healthy roses that have ADR certificate, and I spoke about that in my other videos already. So a part of that, I just provide them some protection against powdery mildew and a black spot that I have here on my roses in the garden. And I always keep an eye on it, that all the chemistry that I use is good for pollinators and no one gets injured. So I bought it again in Steinfurt and got some advice there. What should I use in the past? So, and I mix the chemistry that I use with some kind of also just fertilizer for leaves. But let's mix everything together. And I have this wonderful how do you call it, spray dose that I bought some time ago. That I can very recommend something like this if you have a lot of roses to do, because with this you can do it very quickly. And in the past I just used all these small boxes, and it was very hard to do. So don't forget to put some gloves on. I take 3 liters into this box, and then mix it with all the other stuff. How I do it, huh?
I already smell it, and it's bad.
Okay, I mean, it smells a little bit, but it's organic, therefore it smells a little bit organic, yeah. So look at me, how quickly I get all the power. Because if you have many roses to buy, if you have many roses, to buy the small packages, it's very expensive. So like this, you can produce a lot of stuff, and it's really much more worth. So 15 times, and we can start. To spray your roses with this one, it's very easy because you only have to hold it and it will be sprayed everything. You spray the whole rose and it should be covered in it, so it will really help. The best way is to do it when there is no sun in the evening and when there is not much of a wind. So this is the last step of what I do for my roses to be healthy. And actually there is one more thing that I've learned, that the best fertilizer for every garden and every rose is actually the shadow of a gardener. So if you are one of these shadowy gardeners, I wish you all my best for your roses, and I hope that your roses will flush the next time in autumn again. And with that, I see you next time.